Welcome to the closing ceremony, and thank you very much for being here despite being, so tired. Everybody's so tired, and being the last event in the 20th ABC. The first, we have several points to go through. The first one is a breakdown of the participation in the conference. We have had 3,011 attendees from 19 different countries. There have been 18 keynote lectures, 7 plenary lectures, and 4 public lectures, totaling 29 invited speakers. We have had 267 symposia, 3,152 abstracts, 1,512 are corresponding to talks, and 1,640 corresponding to posters. And the first part of the closing ceremony is the resolution to accept the decisions and appointments of the nomenclature section of the 20th International Botanical Congress. And I would like to call to the podium Sandra Knapp, Dr. Sandra Knapp, Dr. Nick Turland, Dr. John Wiersma, and Dr. Inés Álvarez. And now we would like to have the presentation shown, please, in the screen.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce here the Bureau of Nomenclature, who ran with amazing skill the nomenclature section, which happened the week before the Congress. Nick Turland, Rapporteur General, John Wiersma, Vice Rapporteur, Inés Álvarez, Recorder, and the absent person who we could hologram in here is Anna Monroe from Australia, who was with our other recorder. These 4 people made the entire section work for a week. Not a hitch, nothing happened that went wrong, everybody was wonderful, and they're really the people we have to thank for this. And as a Bureau, we'd like to put forward this resolution to you, that the 20th International Botanical Congress resolves that the decision of its nomenclature section with respect to the International Code of Nomenclature for algae, fungi, and plants, as well as the appointment of the Rapporteur General and officers and members of the permanent nomenclature committees made by that section during its meetings on 15th to 19th of July 2024 be accepted. Noting with interest the successful live streaming of 5 days of deliberations to a global audience, the frank, open, and respectful discussions about topics of community and of societal interest, the establishment of a clear mechanism for voluntary registration of names and types of algae and plants, clarifications on the nomenclature of fossil taxa and the removal of significant impediments to their typification, the establishment of several special purpose committees, including one on issues of DNA sequences as types and one on ethics in nomenclature, the removal, starting today, of a significant set of names based on a racially offensive term, the creation, starting in 2026, of a mechanism for proposing rejection of new algal, fungal, and plant names derogatory to groups of people, and the establishment of a voting mechanism that enshrines the equality of botanical institutions, no matter their size. The Bureau would like to put this forward for your acceptance.
Thank you, Sandy. This resolution must be approved by the Assembly here. So all of those in favor of approval, please raise your hands. Thank you. All those against? Thank you. So the resolution is approved.
Thank you very much.
The IABT is a very important association for the IABC, historically until the 80s, and also currently because it gives support to the nomenclature section in each IBC. I give the floor now to Dr. Lucia Lohmann, who is president of IAPT, as well as vice president of the organizing committee.
So yes, the IAPT awards, they are given on a regular basis to different members of the botanical community to celebrate their excellent publications, contributions to botany, and lifetime achievements. It gives me great pleasure to announce a new IAPT award, the Vicky Funk Award for Distinguished Service, which was launched earlier this year to acknowledge, honor, and recognize members of our community who have contributed significantly to a professional service. A lot of the associations, conferences, publications, and many others would actually not exist without the volunteer efforts provided by many individuals. And I'm very pleased to announce that the very first Vicky Funk Award goes to John McNeill from the Royal Botanical Garden in Edinburgh.
John, it gives me enormous pleasure to present you with the Vicky Funk Award for Distinguished Service. And this is on behalf of the International Association for Plant Taxonomy, as you know. Very sorry that you can't be in Madrid, and we understand the reasons for that. But it does give me pleasure for the current Regis Keeper to present an award to one of my predecessors, because you were Regis Keeper a few years ago. You have been a great champion, are a great champion for taxonomy. But it's not just that scientific expertise, that botanical expertise, it's about sharing, and sharing your knowledge, your passion, and helping those throughout the botanical and taxonomic community. So this award recognises your incredible expertise and that sense of community in the world of botany, and botany. So many, many congratulations. And I have in my pocket the medal, and delighted to be the proxy presenter of this. And there you are, sir. Professor John McNeill, your medal.
Thank you very much, Simon.
I should shake your hand.
Thank you. It's, as you said, it's an enormous honour, but I'm only disappointed that I'm not able to be in Madrid to receive it with my sort of peer group. It was a very unexpected honour, and I'm quite delighted. And I'm particularly pleased too that it commemorates Vicky Funk, who was an outstanding scientist. But not only that, Vicky did a great deal to promote participation in her research, so that it provided an opportunity for technology transfer on quite a big scale, particularly in her work on the compositae of South America. So her contributions are outstanding, and it's very pleasant, very pleasing that it is in her honour that the award is made. Going back to my own contributions, the award is supposed to be for distinguished service. Well, I've had a few years of service, but the extent to which they're distinguished or not has really been enormously dependent on all the people I've worked with. There are so many, and so many, thankfully, still active and busy, that it would be impossible, and indeed invidious, to name any one of them. But also, I am so grateful to so many people who have worked with me over the years. Thank you all. Thank you, IAPT, for this award. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, sir. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you.
And I would also like to take this opportunity to announce this year's winner of the IEPT Angler Gold Medal, which is the highest honor provided by the association. The Angler Gold Medal is awarded for outstanding lifetime contributions to taxonomy and systematics of plants, algae, or fungi, and is presented every 6 years at each International Botanical Congress. And I'm very pleased to announce that the 2024 Angler Gold Medal goes to Sandy Knapp from the Natural History Museum in London. And I would like to ask Peter Crane, who nominated Sandy for this year's award, to say a couple words about Sandy.
Thanks very much. I'd also like to thank Pam and Doug Soltis, who co-nominated Sandy with me. As you all know, Sandy is a world-leading expert on the diversity of the Solanaceae, and a huge group that includes so many important plants for all of us. And based on research over 4 decades, together with her collaborators, Sandy's made especially important progress in getting to grips and understanding the vast genus Solanum with its some 1,300 species. And that groundbreaking work, including with the wild relatives of eggplants, potatoes, and tomatoes, has important practical implications, obviously, for all of us. And her research provides the evolutionary context for understanding the traits and genes of importance in those solanaceous crops. And beyond, as we've seen in this Congress, beyond her scientific research achievements, Sandy's capacity for collaboration and leadership is evident in so many aspects of her career, including, as we've just seen, her skillful oversight of the international rules that govern the naming of plants, and her crucial role as one of the key architects of Flora Mesoamericana, the most extensive flora ever produced in Spanish in both digital, open access, and printed form. And Sandy has used her broad expertise and extensive experience in the field, in the neotropics, to energetically promote the conservation of plant biodiversity, including as president of Flora and Fauna International US and as past president of the Linnaean Society. Sandy is distinguished by the sustained depth and breadth of her research on Solanaceae, combined with impacts in the botanical community that extend far beyond her own research. Her sharp mind, her indefatigable optimism, her gift for communication, and her superabundant energy have allowed her to excel as a highly respected plant systematist and an energetic scientific leader and an impactful public communicator. Congratulations, Sandy.
Please join us on stage.
I suppose I have to say something. For once in my life, I'm actually lost for words. I guess what I would like to say is thank you all very much. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Lucia. Thank you, all of you people. And something that comes to mind when thinking about getting awards is that, you know, Isaac Newton once said that his success, that he saw further because he stood on the shoulders of giants. And we've heard that in many of the talks over this conference, that we owe a lot to our antecedents. We owe a lot to the people who came before us and built the science on which we do our science today. But for me, any success that I've had in my career has come from being in a community of friends, of people who support one another, help one another, and really communicate with one another in a way that makes a difference to all of us. So thank you all so much, and I think we all need to remember that science is a village, and we can't do anything without each other. So thank you ever so much.
So, congratulations, Sandy. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Lucia. We are continuing with awards, but this time with awards to presentations that have been contributed to the 20th International Botanical Congress. So I give the floor to Marcial Escudero, Secretary General of the Organizing Committee.
So, good afternoon, fellow botanists. So, welcome to one of the highlights of the ceremony, of the closing ceremony. We are going to deliver the Young Awards, the Young Botany Awards. As you know, we have reached the decision by your own popular votes. We have been impressed by the quality of all the oral and poster presentation. So, I would say that we should start by giving a round of applause to all young botanists that participate in this award. So, as you know, many people are already going back home, so our volunteer will help us again, in case one of the award is not here in the room, so some of them will come in representation, so we have someone to give the prize. Okay. So we have the two PeerJ awards to the best poster presentations. Each of them will receive a fee-free publication in the journal PeerJ after the proper round of PeerJ review. So the first prize goes to Sara Parenmal. Okay. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And the second goes to Iván Pérez Lorenzo. So we have also two PeerJ awards for the for the best oral presentations. Again, each of them will receive a fee-free publication in the journal PeerJ, following, of course, after the proper peer review process. So the first goes to Diana Cruz Tejada. And the second goes to Chen Wei Chen. So next award is from the editorial house Pensoft. So I would like to invite Sandy Knapp to join us. So she's the editor-in-chief of the journal Phytokiss, and she will deliver this prize. And the award goes to Sonia Molino de Miguel. Okay, I didn't mention Sonia. They are calling you.
The picture.
Oh, the picture. Oh. Thank you.
So I forgot to mention that the prize is also a fee-free, so a publication free of fee in Phytokiss, and also a nice book from the Pensoft editorial house. Okay. So following that, please join me in welcoming Susana Magallón. She's part of the editorial board of New Phytologist. So our next award will be the New Phytologist Award. So this award is 300 euros. This is for the best poster presentation. And this award goes to Viola Alessandrini. No? Okay, you can take this one for her, but no picture? No, it's fine. They want to take pictures. So now I please to have Maripaz Martín, the director of the Royal Botanic Garden Madrid. Please join us, Maripaz. So we have two awards, two Royal Botanical Garden Madrid awards. One is for the best poster, and this goes with a price of 600 euros. And this one goes to Luana de Sousa Pochanska. Okay, are you coming? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Quédame. Right.
Yes, oh, not for me though.
And now we have the next one is the best oral presentation with a price of 800 euros. And this one goes to Faranov Koyayori. Sí, ya. So the last 4 awards are the official one of the IBC. So now I welcome to join me Gonzalo Nieto, the president of the IBC, and also Juan Carlos Moreno, the vice president of the IBC. So first, we have 2 awards for the best poster presentation with a price of €500. And the first one goes to Fitiviana Rasaminirina. So, okay, yeah. Congratulations. And the second goes to Martín Prats. Thank you very much. Now we have the last 2 awards for the best oral presentation with a price of €1,000. So the first one goes to Pere Miquel Mir Rosselló. Very well. Muy bien. And the second goes to Dricia. Okay, we want to thank to all the sponsors for supporting all of these awards, and also all the young botanists that got all of these awards have to go to the technical secretariat to collect the prizes. So let's give a last big round of applause to all the winners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcial. We continue with another very important part of the closing ceremony, which is the final resolution of the 20th IBC, the Madrid resolution. And I give the floor to Lucia Lohmann.
I'm really incredibly pleased to present the Madrid Declaration, which was a truly collaborative project that was developed by all of you. The Declaration Drafting Committee received hundreds of input from several of you, and in addition to that, the Declaration also includes a lot of really key messages that were produced and presented by all of you during the course of the week, during your talks. Through the Madrid Declaration, we really would like to broaden the reach of the IBC and to take very important messages from our community to very diverse audiences, including governments, the corporate sector, and the civil society. Through the declaration, we propose 10 strategic actions that are the following. Plant diversity as a foundation. Identifying and naming plant diversity is crucial for conservation, restoration, and the sustainable use of ecosystems. Knowing the organisms surrounding us provides perspective on the rich diversity and complexity of the natural world and helps shape our identity. Understanding plant diversity depends on herbaria and other well-curated natural history collections, where specimens provide historical records and the ultimate source of verification of individual species. We call for improved support and recognition of the critical role of plant diversity studies, natural history collections, and botanical gardens. Botanical education at all levels. Botanical education, both formal and informal, is essential from early childhood to adulthood to raise awareness of the importance of plants and equip new generations with fundamental knowledge of plant form and function. The world is changing rapidly, and understanding how plants grow, reproduce, adapt, interact with their environment, and contribute to human well-being is crucial to our ability to address the biodiversity crisis and ensure a sustainable future. We call for increased emphasis on botanical education from early childhood through lifelong learning. Collaborative transdisciplinary approaches. Plants are vital to life on Earth and indispensable for human existence. Integrating local and indigenous knowledge, arts, humanities, and diverse scientific approaches broaden our understanding of plants. Diverse perspectives are central to understanding and managing our interactions with the natural world and preserving the ecological and evolutionary processes sustaining plant diversity for the future. We call for collaborative and transdisciplinary approaches to plant research, including local and indigenous knowledge, the arts, humanities, and diverse scientific approaches. Addressing inequalities in the plant sciences. Plant sciences have evolved through complex and unequal ways, from colonial extractive practices to the constraints imposed by long-standing inequalities in science funding and infrastructure. To achieve equitable coexistence, it's essential to understand biases in biodiversity knowledge, address unequal relations, and remove barriers to access and benefit sharing. Inclusive and collaborative partnerships with local scientists and diverse stakeholders are crucial for building trust, facilitating horizontal knowledge exchange, and ensuring fair distribution of benefits and resources. We call for respectful, inclusive, and equitable approaches that benefit all stakeholders involved in research, policy formulation, and product development. Recognizing biocultural diversity. Plant diversity is closely connected to cultural diversity. Traditional knowledge is central to plant knowledge and links the plant sciences with local and indigenous communities. Biocultural diversity includes the connections between species, ecosystems, and cultures, and is reflected in language, spiritual practices, medicinal uses, and food traditions. Recognizing and sustaining the cultural services provided by plants is essential for a healthy planet. We call for improved recognition and support for biocultural diversity, including the co-production of knowledge. Plant diversity is central to ecosystem protection and restoration. Habitat loss and degradation threaten ecosystem integrity and increase the risk of extinction. Societal actions are urgently needed to safeguard natural systems, restore degraded habitats, protect biodiversity and species interactions, and sustain the ecological and evolutionary processes that maintain and generate biodiversity. A systemic transformation of global efforts is essential to prevent biotic homogenization and ensure ecosystem protection and restoration in ways that benefit all organisms. We call for conservation and restoration strategies that prioritize plant diversity while protecting the functioning of ecosystems and landscapes. Better integration of plant knowledge into policy. Pursuing short-term, narrowly focused policy goals undermines the societal resilience provided by plants and habitats. Deep knowledge of the functions and benefits provided by plants is essential for an improved understanding of the ecological impacts of land use, the importance of preserving native species, and the benefits of habitat restoration. Informed strategies that promote ecological balance, enhance ecosystem services, and ensure long-term environmental resilience require better integration of plant knowledge into policy. We call for evidence-based decision-making integrating botanical knowledge into sustainable long-term policy decisions. Harnessing nature-based solutions. Nature-based solutions can help address environmental, social, and economic challenges by enhancing biodiversity, improving water quality, and bolstering climate resilience. Restoring wetlands to mitigate flooding, reforesting areas to enhance carbon sequestration, and protecting coastal regions from extreme weather can help foster harmony between human development and the natural environment. Such strategies require a holistic understanding of ecosystems and a commitment to long-term ecological stewardship. We call for increased recognition and implementation of diverse nature-based solutions that maximize species diversity, increase resilience to climate change, enhance plant conservation, and encourage sustainable management and ecosystem restoration. A stronger role of plants in achieving sustainability in a net zero economy. Plants play a crucial role in achieving sustainability in a net zero economy due to their exceptional ability to sequester carbon, regulate climate, and support biodiversity. Prioritizing the conservation and restoration of forests, grasslands, and wetlands can enhance carbon sinks, reduce atmospheric CO2, and sustain global processes. Plants also provide renewable energy, improve soil health, and boost resilience to climate change. Transformative change is essential for a just and sustainable future for both plants and humanity. We call for increased recognition of the role of plants in achieving sustainability and establishing a net zero economy. Increasing awareness of the centrality of plants for planetary health and resilience. Plants have been the driving force for the evolution of biological diversity on Earth. They provide the air we breathe, the food we eat, the wood we use, and the many cultural services that are the building blocks of diverse human activities. Lifelong learnings that reinforce a deeper understanding of how plants impact our lives and those of our organisms are crucial for planetary health and resilience. We call for increased awareness of the importance of plants for planetary health and resilience.
Thank you, Lucia. Now, this resolution must be approved by the Assembly here. So all those in favor of approval, please raise your hands. All those against? So resolution approved. Thank you.
This was a truly collaborative project that was developed during the course of this week, and the declaration is really the result of our community's voices. So I'd like to thank each one of you for all your inputs and feedback and contributions. I also would like to thank Más Arte, Más Acción for engaging in this project and helping us to broaden our voices. The written declaration and the video, they will be available through the IBC website. Please share it broadly. This is our message to the world. Thank you.
Now it's time to talk about the future. So the continuation of the IBC, the next venue, and I'm calling Pat Grindin, Chair of the International Association of Botanical and Mycological Societies.
Thank you very much. Cool. The IABMS is a small organization, but it plays an important role in the future of the International Botanical Congresses. We solicit proposals from individuals in the community or organizations to organize the next International Botanical Congress. We then receive proposals, develop a committee to evaluate the proposals, and then take the recommendation to the IABMS board for approval. Then the final step is bringing that recommendation here to the current IBC to ask for your approval for the decision for the next IBC to be in Cape Town, South Africa in 2029.
Again, this resolution must be approved by the Assembly here. So all those in favor of approval of Cape Town as the next venue, raise your hands, please. All those against? Venue approved. And now I will ask Dr. Stephen Boatwright to come to the stage. He is the president of the organizing committee of the 21st International Botanical Congress that will take place in Cape Town.
The South African botanical community is honored to be hosting the 21st International Botanical Congress in Cape Town, South Africa. The Congress will take place at the world-class Cape Town International Convention Center, a 20-minute drive from the award-winning Cape Town International Airport, which offers direct flights to all major global hubs. Located in the city's central business district, this convention center is within walking distance of travel services, the popular Victoria and Alfred waterfront, and a variety of top hotels and accommodation options. Stay longer and discover bucket lists of tourism experiences from the historic Cape Winelands to our famous cultural heritage sites.
Not only is South Africa rich in cultural diversity, but it is also home to 3 of the world's biodiversity hotspots, 2 of which are found in the Greater Cape Floristic region. The city is home to the globally celebrated Table Mountain, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, as well as Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. The Cape Floristic region is indeed a place of superlatives. It's the smallest of the floristic kingdoms, it has the richest temperate flora in the world, and the highest concentration of bulbous species anywhere in the world. It has a level of endemism, that's the number of species found only here, that's typical of islands and not continents.
Working as a young scientist in this region provides an exciting experience tackling botanical issues at the intersection between evolution, taxonomy, and conservation, advancing our understanding of the region's unique flora and finding innovative ways to conserve it. The theme of the conference is a celebration of diversity. It is therefore most fitting to celebrate botany in one of the most diverse and unique botanical regions on Earth.
As the #1 convention destination in Africa, Cape Town has extensive experience in hosting leading international conferences, working closely with stakeholders to deliver safe, secure, and successful events. The conference promises meaningful academic engagement and knowledge sharing. We will ensure a vibrant scientific program representing various fields within the plant sciences. As is tradition, the nomenclature sessions will precede the conference, and the conference itself will consist of symposia arranged by various stakeholders, plenary lectures, and exciting excursions during the mid-conference break. We look forward to welcoming you to the 21st International Botanical Congress in Cape Town, the gateway to Africa. Thank you very much, Gonzalo. Good afternoon, everyone. We are absolutely excited and honored for IBC to be coming to Africa, and a little bit more south to South Africa, and then to the tip of the continent, which is Cape Town, the city that will host the next conference. And we are awaiting, and our hard work starts now. And Sandy mentioned about standing on the shoulder of giants, and I think we have a lot to live up to, given the experience that we have had in Madrid. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Martin Milan from the embassy here in Madrid that has come along also to support our bid for Cape Town. So we have the dates pretty much set, and we've been publicizing those in the booth all week. And we look forward to hosting you at what is the end of our winter at that time. We look forward to hosting you at the convention center, as I said, and to greet you in one of the many languages that we speak in the region. As Arifa mentioned in the video, our theme is a celebration of diversity. And I think at a time where there is a lot going on in the world, it is good to have a positive theme to look forward to. And also to link onto this, I think the Cape Floristic region is a wonderful place to have this. John Manning also very aptly mentioned in the video, and John is arguably the Fundi of the Cape flora, that we have an astonishing 20% of Africa's flora, 3% of the world's plants. We boast a rich diversity of 9,500 plant species, 68% of which are endemic, also with 4 endemic families that are found nowhere else in the world. We host 3 of the world's biodiversity hotspots, 2 of which are found in the Cape, and then also the region is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we've very aptly chosen one of our species, I don't know how this works, the King Protea as our conference logo. It is also our national flower. So not only do we celebrate a huge heritage in terms of plant diversity, but we also have a rich cultural diversity with 12 official languages spoken in the region. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to engage with the rich and quite eclectic history that Cape Town and the region has. Many botanists are also bird enthusiasts, I know, so you can come and have a look at our incredible bird life. And of course the animals that are synonymous with Cape Town and with safaris in the region. And as I mentioned, that Cape Town is the gateway to Africa, so really the continent is open to you to travel also after the conference. We will follow suit with the traditions of IBC to have invited symposia, plenary lectures and invited lectures. We will incorporate general as well as invited symposia and open a call for symposia well in advance of the conference so that we can curate a vibrant scientific program. The nomenclature section meeting will be hosted possibly at the University of Western Cape, but that venue is still open. And then, of course, there will be excursions. We would like to show off the country and the region to you. The video gave some information on the convention center. And the convention center really sits in the heart of the city. And Cape Town is a city where you can actually still engage with the local community. There are lots of things that are within walking distance, and it is quite close to the airport, making it extremely accessible. And there are a large tier of accommodation options available within walking distance. And of course, the very famous Victoria and Alfred waterfront is within walking distance of this convention center. So it promises a vibrant venue, lots of fine dining, shopping, etc. as well. And of course, the iconic Table Mountain, which boasts a spectacular 8,200 plant species. And really, as you can see, the city sits at the foot of the mountain, and it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Kirstenbosch is also synonymous with Cape Town. This is the very famous Boomslang tree canopy walk in Kirstenbosch, and it really is a spectacular place to visit, and we will ensure that one of our excursions is to Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens. And of course then wine. I think wine is synonymous with many regions of the world, but especially Cape Town. And we have several wine routes that are extremely accessible, and we would love for you to come and enjoy this with us. There are also other activities such as whale watching, the beautiful garden route a bit further afield, and of course the famous five. And the big five are accessible. Direct flights to the Kruger National Park from Cape Town, so really South Africa is your oyster to come and discover. So we look forward to seeing you in Cape Town and saying Sawubona in 2029. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. We'll definitely be there. And now we go on to the last part of this closing ceremony, and it's just the closing words by the steering committee. I give the floor first to Marcial Escudero.
Thank you, Gonzalo. Well, it has been a true honor to be the secretary. It has been an honor for me and a privilege to serve as a Secretary General of the 20th International Botanical Congress. During the last 4 years, I have been helping to organize all the aspects of the IBC. Among all of these tasks, the most challenging by far has been to organize the volunteer program. Well, I believe that in any of these tasks that involve many human interaction become very complex, and I'm sure that is the case. But I cannot blame to anyone in the organizing committee for that, because I asked for organizing this task. You say, why you did that to yourself? So that's okay. That's because I believe that the IBC is a very special congress. I like to call it the Olympics of botany. So it has taken a lot of thinking, to organize this volunteer program. So from the very beginning, we realized that we couldn't just make a team of local young botanists. So from the very beginning, we start getting volunteers for all corners of Spain. And then we also realized that we need to enrich the volunteer program with international volunteers from many countries and for several continents. So, and why did we take on so many challenges? So we believe that the IBC is the perfect scenario to ensure a strong future generation of botanists. So we believe that if a significant number of these young botanists are able to develop a professional botany career, we can consider that a collective success of the whole IBC. I would like to finish to thank you to Gonzalo and Juan Carlos for inviting me to join this amazing team. Thank you very much. Also to Lucia for all your helpful feedback during these 4 years that were super nice and super helpful. Also, I would like now to ask to the volunteers to stand up. So please stand up. Thank you very much for such an excellent work that you have been doing during this whole week. Thank you. Well, so thank you to everyone here. So we couldn't organize this without your participation. And of course, hopefully, see you in the 21st International Botanical Congress in Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you very much.
Now I leave the floor to Juan Carlos Moreno, Vice President of the Organizing Committee.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Gonzalo. I will start this very brief talk with a warm acknowledgement also to the volunteers and to Nuria Guzman from the Ministry of Science, Innovation and University, our main sponsor, for her continuous help. Well, it has been a privilege and a source of pride for the Spanish botany to host this IBC, which is now coming to its end. For the young Spanish Botanical Society, it has been a challenge and will strengthen its future. Thank you for joining us in this adventure that has opened many channels of collaboration with botanists from all around the world. Well, it has been my honor and privilege to work with this steering committee and the rest of the organization committee, the scientific committee, for these 3 years. So it has been an experience wonderful in my career. So thank you so much for all of you. See you in Cape Town.
And now I give the floor to Lucia Lohmann, Vice President of the Organizing Committee.
Well, it's hard to believe that we are getting to an end to what has really been, for me, one of the most exciting and intellectually stimulating weeks that I have had in my entire life. And I'm really grateful to Juan, Gonzalo, and Marcial for inviting me to join the organization of this really amazing meeting, and for their really tireless work and organization, making sure that everything was working so well in the ground. We were working on different time zones, and by the time I woke up in Berkeley each day, they had already answered hundreds of emails, had multiple meetings, and sorted so many things. So this 20th IBC really marks a very special occasion. It's really a milestone in the history of IBCs, if we think about it. And I think it's now clear than ever the value of really meeting in person and of all the networking and all the connections that we make. And we are all going back home now, filled with new ideas and really re-energized to start new projects with the new collaborators that we have made here at the meetings. Really, this has been incredible. I wish I could take all the bocadillos and all the culture, and of course it's coming with me, and we are taking a little bit of Madrid with all of us as we go back home. And I really would like to thank each one of you for your amazing contributions throughout the conference, for the amazing talks, for supporting IBC, and for joining us here in Madrid. And I really cannot wait to see all of you again in South Africa. Thank you.
So now it's my turn. I'll try to be short, making only 2 points. The first one is thanks. Thanks to a number of people and institutions that have made possible putting all this together, this conference. Some have already been thanked, volunteers, but I have to thank some others. The sponsors, including our main sponsor, the Spanish Ministry of Science, the Royal Botanic Garden, we have the director here, the Ministry of Ecological Transitions, the Fundación Madrid Más D of the Regional Madrid government, and all the sponsors and exhibitors. I would like to thank all the organizing team, including organizing committees, scientific and advisory committees, the symposium organizers. You have made a terrific work in attracting people with your proposed symposia. I would like to thank all the speakers, the ones that we have invited. All the talks were awesome, but also all the 1,500 speakers whom symposium organizers have selected. And all the posters, poster authors. Early in my career, I remember hearing that Ledyard Stebbins said that for him, the best contribution in the Berlin IBC was one poster by one young student. I would like to thank also all participants in general. It's all of you, together with the people I've mentioned before, that make the IBC worth. I would also give a special thanks to the press room and the team who designs the Congress News, and particularly Jesus Garcia Rodrigo. Jesus Garcia Rodrigo is the person who has coordinated these two groups, and he's responsible for communication in the Royal Botanic Garden, Madrid. He must be around somewhere. I'd also like to thank the technical secretariat, Fase 20. They have been very professional, provided their technology, their human force, Carmen, the two Marias, Ana, Neomar, and the rest of the people. They've given us good advices during this complex process of organizing such a large conference and have arranged all the complicated logistics here in situ. Many of you have thanked us for putting this conference together and have pronounced very nice words about the success of the conference. We wholeheartedly thank you and humbly accept those compliments, because this organizing team has made their stronger efforts to make this visit worth. However, I'm sure we could have done things better, some things better. Some of them come to mind. Probably the smallest rooms were too small for some symposia, or probably we should have allocated one single time slot in the week for the posters. My deep apologies for the things that we could have done better. And I'm sure that Stephen and his team has taken note of the things, the good, and the ones that could be improved. My second point, this is just about IBCs, not just the 20th IBC, but all IBCs. And it could be summarized in one sentence. IBCs are more than a large conference. I think this sentence has been circulating around in talks, but it is really true. I won't say more about the epics of the IBCs and the comparison to the Olympics, although it happened to coincide in time because the Olympics started yesterday in Paris. Instead, I would like perhaps to wrap up what I said at the opening ceremony about the myriads of interactions that take place in IBCs. Not just in this one, in all IBCs. You know, if you were a mathematician or a physicist, perhaps it wouldn't make sense, or a lot of sense, to meet with other colleagues, mathematicians or physicians, that don't work precisely in the same specific question that you work in: dark matter, string theory, a specific mathematical paradox. But we biologists, specifically plant biologists or botanists, have to deal with multiple levels of organization, from molecules to genes to organisms to ecosystems to biotas, all of them interconnected. To understand the multiple dimensions of our questions, our creatures, our systems, we need to understand each of those dimensions, or at least interact with people that do understand them. So here comes IBC, and why these conferences taking place every 6 years with people from all ages, geographic, ethnic, and cultural origins, and research interests and expertise are so enriching for us, for all of us, so stimulating for our work. So, to further reflect and refresh your memories from this specific IBC, which is about to finish, I want to announce that sometime during next week, you will all be able to download one video and one digital photo album, both of which will feature places, moments, events, people of the time we have shared with you here. Don't be impatient, it will be sometime next week. And also, you will be able to download, also next week, the 2 books of abstracts. The one is already, but the second one, the one including the posters. And I would like to remind you that all the 7 issues of the Congress News are already available to be downloaded in the website. I hope to see you all in Cape Town, and also please spread the word among those who might not have a full perception of what an IBC is, your colleagues, your students. You have 5 years to convince them to come to Cape Town. Well, maybe 3, because we expect them also to present proposals for the symposia. So now it's with a little bit of sadness and also a sense of accomplishment shared with all the organizing team, and yes, also with some relief for the sake of our health, that I declare the 20th International Botanical Congress closed.